Hey, what's going on, everyone? Starting today's video off a little bit differently, I have a little bit of a question for you. Do you or somebody you know, perhaps by chance, own a time machine? I'm only asking because I woke up to this abomination in my video game collection, and I don't know about you guys, but last I checked, Super Mario Bros. Was for the Nintendo and not the Sega Genesis, so like I said, I think somebody might have stepped on a butterfly. I'm not 100% sure what this is, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at this today. JK, you got punked. I got you really good. No, this is no official Sega Super Mario Kart. This is just something I found on Etsy. I've seen this make its round a few times. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but it spoke to me a little bit. I, in general, just love the way the Sega Genesis carts look. I love the black color and everything. And Super Mario Bros., this artwork is just popped for me. I had to check it out. I had to see what this was all about. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So we'll start by obviously taking a look at this nice looking cart here. Now, as much as I glossed up the Sega Genesis carts and how nice this thing looks, we gotta point a few things out. So obviously you may have noticed the trim job on here, maybe not the best. We got some white here. We could have maybe trimmed up a little bit better here. And then for comparison's sake, I do have a Monopoly cartridge here. And one other thing I notice is these edges here. Not only do they not quite fill up, they're more squared off and pointed, whereas here, the actual games, they're going to be a little bit more rounded off there, and they do actually fill up kind of the entire thing there. So yeah, maybe not the best trim job, but just generally speaking, I do really love the way that the Mario looks and just the colors and everything on this black Sega Genesis cart. It looks pretty freaking awesome. Now, if it wasn't obvious, this did not come with a box this time around. I usually do try to have a box to make the experience and video a little bit more complete. But this one didn't come with one, and that's okay. But since that is the case, and there's really not much else we need to take a look at physically speaking, I will go ahead and pop this into the Sega Genesis, and we'll see if it even works. All right, yeah, this is a little bit different of a setup from what I normally do. I wanted to try something different. I honestly don't even know if I really like it. Sometimes you might catch my ugly mug in the reflection of the TV, so I apologize for that. Not sure if I'm going to keep doing this, but we'll see. Anyways, we've got Super Mario Bros. For the Sega Genesis here, or more specifically, we've got Super Mario Bros. Port by Maritris. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. So, of course, huge shout out to them for making this. None of this would even be possible without them. Now, interestingly enough, I found a Kotaku article about this ROM hack. Now, it is over 10 years old, so I don't even know if anybody really cares about it. That was a bit closer to when this game was actually coming out. But just in general, I kind of thought it was interesting finding a write-up on it. I don't often see too many ROM hacks get write-ups about it, so just in general, kind of thought that was interesting. I'll have a link to this down below. It's not really a super long read by any means, pretty short. But it does give a little bit of insight onto how they actually made this port, which is pretty interesting. There's a few interesting, noteworthy facts in there. I'll flash a few of them up on the screen here. I think my favorite thing about this ROM hack, though, and they talk a little bit about it in the article as well, has got to be the music. They obviously had to change the music up a little bit, and at first, it had been a long time since I had played Mario, and I was like, this doesn't sound right, but eventually I had to just look it up and was like, okay, yeah, this is actually just kind of new music for the game. And I'll go ahead and play a little bit here for you if you want to hear it, but it sounds good. It grew on me. It maybe even sounds better than the original. As for the physical cartridge, everything seems to be running just fine. The Sega Genesis, it booted up, no problems whatsoever. And this doesn't actually have saves like the Pokemon games I normally do, so I didn't really have to look out for anything like that. And I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not really good at these classic Mario games. They're my favorite kind of Mario games, but I really can only ever beat them if I'm playing like the Switch Online with save states. I kind of cheat my way through them, so I'll be honest, I haven't actually beaten this physical cartridge. I've only gotten so far, but like I said, everything seems to be running no problems whatsoever. I haven't ran into any issues. It doesn't crash on me or anything like that. It even does still have the two-player functionality, so you of course can still play as the superior Mario brother, Luigi Mario, or Mario Luigi, I can't remember. It's a whole weird thing with their names. Mario Luigi. I've honestly put a decent amount of time actually into playing this physical cartridge. I had to record my footage like 6 times. It was kind of insane. That's why I'm doing this whole different setup. So I really genuinely have put a decent amount of time into this physical cartridge, and like I said, I haven't come across any issues whatsoever. It seems to be like a pretty decent cart. with some pretty fun music. Alright, that's going to bring us to the end of the video here. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but I did have a ton of fun playing this game. You know, this was a pretty solid port of Mario, if you will. So I want to shout out Meritris or Mitris again. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but of course, none of this would be possible if you didn't make this for us, so huge thank you for that. You know, the physical cartridge looks nice. It's not perfect. We've seen better, but it definitely looks nice. The black on the Mario, or the Mario on the black cartridge, it just looks good. And I honestly think that this is probably a pretty good, like, gag gift almost. I feel like everybody knows one person who's just obsessed with the Sega Genesis, so I don't know, they might not see it coming. It might be a fun idea. So of course, if you're interested, I will be leaving a link to this down below where I got it. And if you all enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you have anything else you might want to have me check out in the future, feel free to leave that down below and I'll see what I can do. But until next time, I'll see you all later.